Welcome card readers, April here on Tarot and Witchery, and I'm continuing my series on how to use oracle cards. And today I want to talk to you about the power card. I use this a lot in my readings. Again, this series is all about different ways that you can integrate oracle cards into your readings if you're a tarot reader, or if you're an oracle card reader, different ways that you can use the oracle cards with intentionality. Before we get going, I want to let you know that you can sign up for my free learning library below. You get access to that. There's all sorts of spreads and cool crafts in there. It does sign you up for my newsletter, which is very infrequent, so take it for what it's worth. Yeah, so let's jump into the power card and how to use that and talk a little bit about what power is and what I think of when I think of power. I want to encourage you to take a moment and think to yourself of what it means for you to be powerful. Yeah, like actually do this. Think like, what does it mean when I feel powerful? What does it mean when I'm exhibiting my powerful self? So after I talk about the power card and what that means and how we integrate being powerful into our lives, I'm going to show you 7 oracle decks that I use particularly, what types of oracle decks I choose for power cards, and I'm going to share 7 that I use the most for that with you. I hope you have in your mind what it means for you to be powerful, how it feels for you to be powerful. When we are in a state of being powerful, we are not in a state of victimhood. When we are in a state of victimhood, we feel like life is happening to us, and circumstances or people are making us feel a certain way. They're making us feel a certain way. And so a lot of times I find that, and this is my opinion, you guys, just my opinion. A lot of times I find that when I am feeling disempowered, it is because I am in a victim mindset. I have chosen to give my power away. I have given the power to a circumstance. I have given the power to a person, and life is happening to me instead of for me. But when I'm in a powerful place, life is happening for me and not to me. And I think this is a really important distinction, and it's why the power card works so well, because when we are looking at what's on the table, we sometimes lay the cards out and we come to a point where we think, I don't know how to embody the message that I'm getting from the cards right now. And that's the perfect time to inject a power card, to say, okay, I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to go draw a power card on that. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple times that I do interject power cards and where I do in a reading as I go along. But in case you're interested in the deck that I'm flipping through, this is the Song of the Grandmothers deck by Kara Simons, and it's illustrated by Marie in the Sky. And so I have links to all the decks that I'm showing you down below. But let's talk about the power card. Let's show you how it actually works. So let's say that you draw a card. Let's say you draw a card and you get the World card, and you're thinking, wow, that's really cool. The World card is about the culmination of lessons of living in an embodied state of being very powerful. This is a very power-filled card, and you think, great, that's what I'm wanting. Or maybe you're in a place where you're not feeling powerful and you're like, whoa, like I'm not feeling that at all. I'm not feeling powerful. And then you draw the next card, which is the 9 of Swords. And you think, well, oh my gosh, how'd the two of these go together? Like, how could I possibly be having a 9 of Swords moment and being powerful? Like this doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how to be powerful while living, like having this kind of anxiety, because this is a card of anxiety. 9 of Swords is like overthinking everything. So you say, I need a power card right now. I need to know, how can I embody this, right? How to make sense of this. And I pull a card out, and it looks like I got Grandmother Time, Surrender. Yes, great card. Good card for this, okay? This is not a place of surrender. At this point, you are not surrendered to your power. You're not surrendered to all the lessons that you've learned. The World card, to me, is about we have now gone through all of the stages of the major arcana, and we've come to the end, and we are at a point where we're at the culminations of all those lessons. We've gathered a bunch of wisdom, and we're at this point of embodying it. It's also a new beginning. It's an ending and a new beginning. So, you know, at this point, maybe I'm overthinking it. I'm just wrestling with it. And I need to surrender, because when I have the 9 of Swords, I've got my hands all over everything in my life. Every thought, I'm trying to control everything. I'm overthinking it. And my hands are just grabbing. They're tightly affixed on things. And I'm breeding anxiety. I'm actually not surrendered at all. So surrender, that's a perfect way to move into this power, is to move into surrender. So this is one way that I will use a power card when I get to a point where I'm stumped and I'm like, oop, I don't know how to embody what is being said here. I need to be more powerful. How can I be more powerful and embody this? But you can also do it, you know, in some larger readings, you know, and I'm just throwing cards out, layering them there, you know, here I have a larger reading. And let's say I get to the end of my reading and I'm like, okay, I finally sat with this. I kind of get what it's saying to me. I'm enjoying it. I finally am at a place where I realize what's going on here. Okay, now how can I do this? How can I really do this thing that I've realized right here? So at the end of the reading, sometimes I will just draw a power card and put it out. And that is the power that I need to use in my life right now. So I like to use these at the end. It's my power card. How am I going to be powerful in this next stage of my life? Okay, or with this right here, how am I going to work this and be powerful? Okay, but I also like to use it as just like a good old daily draw card where, okay, I'm needing to go out. What is going to empower me the most in my day? What is going to empower me the most in my day? And I just draw a card. It can be a great daily focus. The thing about a power card that you take into your day is it's supposed to draw you back and inside of yourself to the place where you grab your power. Again, power is always found in the now. It's always found in the conscious moment, where I realize that I am sovereign over my life, I am powerful, and I have the ability to choose to tap into that power at any time. So drawing a power card at the beginning of the day, wow, you guys, I've been gardening, my hands are really dirty. Drawing a power card at the beginning of the day is just a great way to kind of learn about that power in yourself. Like, how is that popping up in my day? How am I feeling that? What does that mean for me? How can I come back to that? How can I use that power card in this situation? Like, is there any way for me to use it? This one says individuality. Embrace your different. Embrace your different. Lovable because it's yours. No one else compares. Wow, you know, that's really powerful. So how do I plug that into this situation? Like for me, maybe I'm out and I'm with a group of people and I'm feeling kind of weird. I do have social anxiety, you guys. So I'm feeling a little weird and I start feeling weird, like, oh, everybody's so cool and I'm not. Or, you know, I actually do that still, like, wow, I really feel out of my depth here. Or I feel like I'm not able to connect or be like everyone else. Anybody else ever feel like that? Then I can be like, embrace my different. Like, I'm supposed to be me. How do I plug that in here? How do I relax into who I am and my individuality, and become more powerful in this situation? So that's the ways that I use the power card. So 7 decks is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decks. 7 decks that I like to use to do this, and the types of decks. I prefer decks that are sort of a personification of something. So for instance, this is the grandmother, the Song of the Grandmother. So every one of these is an attribute. And so I think decks that imbue attributes are best for power cards instead of like I don't know, things that are about life lessons. I mean, that's good too, but I really like decks that are really show attributes. So I've already shown you the first one, which is the Song of the Grandmothers. And now I'm going to show you the rest of them. That was number 1. Number 2 is the Goddess Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. Is that right? And illustrated by Rana Junto. I think that's right. Great book in this one. And you can see here, I'll just pull out some cards really quickly. I think this is an older deck. It's mass market. It's not very expensive. But you can see that they've got the different goddesses. So of course, great for embodying different things, great for feeling your power, for feeling different types of power that are channeled through different attributes or aspects, which are portrayed in different goddesses. The book in this is really good because it has a poem. So maybe some of you really receive things through poetry, and this is a great way to get into your subconscious and get into your creative mind with it. And then you've got the mythology for those of you who are studiers, and then it's got the meaning of the card here. And so that's really a great way to work with it. But then if you've got the time, you've got a ritual suggestion. Okay, so they've got like these little different things that you can do with each goddess. And if you want to go deeper, like say you get to the end of your day and you're like, wow, you know, I really dug working with this goddess and I really want to go a little bit deeper with it, then you can always try out those ritual suggestions in there. So again, the Goddess Oracle by Amy Marashinsky. Okay, number 3, Woodland Wardens. And I have a before you buy on this if you want to see more about this. This is by Jessica Rue. I love the coloring. I love the backs on this deck. This is a favorite deck for me. I really like it. And one of the things that I like about it is that it has a plant and an animal on it. And I love the colors on it. I love the illustrations on it. So Bobcat and Blackthorn, Patience. So you can use this deck because it has a keyword. You can use it without the book if you need to. Many of you know that I really like keywords. I have a video coming out about keywords. Maybe it's already up. You can check in my playlists. Decks with keywords anyway. But you can use it without it. So I like that. So like if you're in a hurry and it's that card of the day, you can actually just go ahead and draw this, Bobcat and Blackthorn, and you can think about what this means to you, what it evokes to you, and the word patience. You can use the book. You can also come back at the end of the day and read the book and then see like how that actually lined up with your day if you're doing a day reading. Or you can come back at later on and do some more study on it if it's your power card. Like if you're stuck and you're like, I don't know what this means, and you draw a power card for that. And you'll find in here, I love that one side has the card on it, which makes it kind of easy, but they are numbered, which is really nice. Thank you for doing this in an easy way to find. And so then you've got the meaning of it, a little bit about it. And then you've got an upright meaning and a reversed meaning. And then you have, like here it says, I am loyal to my friends. And then it has a question. How can I improve my friendships so my companions feel loved and appreciated? So it even gives you like a contemplation, which is kind of nice to have that little contemplation. And you may want to even, like if you're doing this as your day card or you're spreading this out over time, you might want to just read one part or like take the contemplation, the question into your day with you. So I really like that about this deck. And of course I have my own style of decks that I love, but this is just one example. If you like animals and plants, this is wonderful. And I like the book. It's concise, but it's powerful, very powerful. Next, I'm going to put these out here. Are the Seasons of the Witch oracles. I don't have them all out here, but I have these 3 right now. Seasons of the Witch, and this is by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. They're putting out this series. I have them all. I love them. I love them because they are beautiful. And they are all have their own little theme. I do follow the wheel of the year, so I really enjoy using them, using them for the wheel of the year and using them at that time. So this is another way you can choose to use the season that you're in and use that during, you could use this deck during, this is the Bealtaine one. So I could be using this during that Sabbath season, and it relates to that seasonally. This one is the Samhain one. And again, I don't need to use the book for this if I don't want to, because like on here, it says wool. You are woven with an embrace, protected, loved, and the familiarity of finally being home. So I love the feelings that these evoke. It's the type of thing, if you're doing your card of the day, leave it out so that when you come home at the end of the day, you can look at it again. But again, how can I be powerful in this way? How can I really embrace feeling as though I'm home, that I'm woven into my life, that I have come home to myself, and that I am protected and loved? This is a great power card to use. And then, of course, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with these oracles, but I love them. It's got, they're numbered, so they're easy to find. It's got the card on here itself. And then it's got the name, it's got keywords that are not on here. So you could use the keywords, like maybe you use that as a bouncing off point. Okay, what are the keywords on here? And then it's got that. And then it's, of course, it's got your, it's got some writing on it, and each one is a little different, like the way they work. And so like even this one on Kitchen Witchery, it has like a little recipe. They don't all, but each one of these has its own flavor, and it's kind of fun to plug into your season. So that's another way that you can use your oracle cards, is by committing to using a deck for a whole season or a whole month, and really getting to know it and getting to know the power that it provides for you. An oldie but a goodie, the Druid Animal Oracle deck, and this is by Philip and Stephanie Cargom, and of course it's illustrated by Will Worthington, and I just absolutely love Will Worthington. I have to tell you, there's a better version of this, and I would say if you have the money to buy it, buy the better version, because it has a full-size book that's really nice. This is just a little booklet, and it's not bad, but yeah, I mean, I really thought I was buying the other one, and I didn't, and I still haven't gotten around to replacing it. So this is going to be, these are going to be about animals. And if you don't connect with animals, maybe you want to try connecting with animals and animal spirits. But, just getting this like bear. What does bear mean to me? What do I think of when I think of bear? Raven. What do I think of when I think of raven? Bee. What do I think of when I think of bee? You guys might hear bees in here right now. I actually have a hive that moved into the wall here, and they have broken through the wall, and I'm in the process of getting together with another beekeeper. We're going to be cutting into the floor to remove this hive and save it, but the bees have broken into the room, so they're in here with me right now. I have a lot of thoughts about bee, but there's all sorts of different things going on in the background to look at as well. Salmon, hare, I have a real connection to the hare, wolf, swan. So, there's just that animal connection that you can do there. And of course, in here, you've got the pronunciation, which is really cool, and the keywords. You've got the meaning and a reverse meaning. And if you've never worked with reversals and you're working with a deck that has reversals meanings in it, you might want to try that. Like if that's something new that kind of challenges you, it's a great way to break into reversals, knowing that there's a clear and concise meaning for you. So if you're into animals, this is a great way to go, and I love this. If you're into nature, if you're an animist, nature spirituality, Druidism, Celtic studies, Norse studies, I think this is a good way to go. It is the Druid Animal Oracle, but a lot of these are in the Northern Hemisphere. A lot of these animals are in the Northern Hemisphere. And I apologize for those of you who it's not, but there might be some of those that are available to you. Okay, moving on from animals, my next one is Lisa Esterbrook's Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle. And I have a before you buy on this that you can watch if you're really interested in something like more on this oracle. Again, why do I like this oracle? Because I don't actually have to use the book. And I love plants. I absolutely love plants. So it really moves your mind in a new direction to see yourself as powerful through the eyes of a plant ally. It's a really wonderful exercise to use. And what makes this really great, again, is the fact that you've got a full description on here. You know, you don't need to look it up. You can just use the cards every single day. But if you want to, you can open up the book and you see that she's got, like in here it says how Columbine encourages you. And so each one kind of has a little thing about like what makes this plant special. And I think there's something powerful in reading that and understanding how the plant works in relationship to the environment, because now you can look at how you can use that energy, in relationship to your environment. You know, the problem that you're facing within yourself, the way that you're feeling disempowered within yourself. How can I dive in? How can I use this energy? Even the word cultivate, we cultivate plants. You know, how can I cultivate this in my life? And so she's got good writing on the plants themselves and the energy of it. And at the end, she's got this affirmation. So again, I know some of you don't like affirmations, but it's a great way to take this, you know, write that down in your journal, take it with you into your day. You know, it's your affirmation for the day. Think about that plant. If you want to take it even farther, there's beautiful mugwort right there. If you want to take it even farther, you can look to identify these plants in your environment. And you might be surprised if you focus on a plant ally, how suddenly you start finding them around you. You know, especially a lot of these, because they are very common wild flowers. They are found everywhere. Okay, last but definitely not least, I use this deck all the time, like all the time. I did not think I would like this deck this much. It's the Wild Woman Oracle by Cheyenne Zarate. I think I'm saying that right. I use the heck out of this. Look how pretty. I'm so in love with this company. Oh my gosh, which I just blanked out on. My gosh, Rockpool. Sorry. With Rockpool decks, I just feel like they have really set themselves apart as a quality deck creator. Again, the Wild Woman Oracle. And this one, again, is really about sort of archetypes. So the goddess incarnate. And again, she's got something body positivity. And I find that I love brown, so I just love the monochromatic. Some of you don't like monochromatic. I love them. They're actually kind of shiny. But yeah, so there's a lot going on in the pictures. One of the things I like about this is that it does have modern takes. Like that's a modern thing that we would see nowadays. She's got just a girl, got her fairy lights. And then it's got some more fanciful things. There's Anastasia. So you've got, you know, different things going on. You have some of the solstice, some of the spokes of the wheel of the year are in here. So you have Blessed Yule and Hope. There's just so much going on in each one, which is a lot of fun to fall into these cards and to really find your way into the pictures and see what they're saying. There's Persephone, maturity. So again, I don't need to look at the book. I can just look at the card. I can get the keyword. Maybe I know something about Persephone. Maybe I want to research her later because I'm like, oh, I'm intrigued by this. There's something that's tugging on me. So there's so much. There's different people in here. There's the creatrix, which is all of us, right? And creativity. And there's, again, this card is just like brimming with stuff going on in it. It's just crazy. Like I said, I can't believe how much I use this deck and love it. I I was on the fence about it, and then I just went ahead and ordered it. So you'll see here that you've got, they're numbered, thank you. So they all go in order. You've got the keyword, you've got the name of it, the keyword, there's the card itself. And then you've got like this little saying right here. So what part of myself that I've consciously or unconsciously labeled unacceptable or unlovable can I reclaim and advocate for? So that's really great. So you've got these questions at the beginning. Again, you could stop right there. You could just go with the question. It might really bring insight into the cards on the table. It's meant to empower you to embody the cards on the table. It's your power card, right? Then you've got a message and then something about the person in the card. And then you've got symbolism. So I do like that they had something about the symbolism in the card and why it was chosen. I mean, I really appreciate that. I love hearing more about what authors are thinking of when they create these cards and why they chose the things that they chose. So again, this is the Wild Woman Oracle by Cheyenne Zarate. Love, love, love this. I hope you're enjoying this series, how to work with Oracle cards, what to do with them. I haven't decided all of the ones that I'm doing, which ones I'm sharing, but there are more, and I hope to do mock spreads to show you. This video was a little bit longer because I showed you the 7 decks that I use. Let me know what decks you might use, and if you already do this, let me know down below in the comments. If you made it this far, go ahead and give me, let's see, some emoji that feels powerful to you down below, and of course, give me a comment if you'd like. Until we meet again, may you rise up in your power every single day to reclaim your life in a way that is intentional.